Hello, everyone. I'm Todd Sumney, the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart International, and I have a special guest with us here today, Melisa Camp. And Melisa is a HomeSmart agent based in Phoenix, Arizona, but she is world-renowned in my eyes anyway, for being an expert on today's topic, which we're going to educate you, we're going to empower you with information that's going to affect your real estate business. So thank you, Melisa, for being here.
Yes, thanks, Todd, for having me. It's my pleasure.
And overall, I'm just going to be upfront. We have a big goal. There's 3 events that are going to be coming up in the next couple months that Melisa is going to be speaking and teaching at across the country. Some are at the National Association of Realtors, some are locally here in Phoenix, and we want to make you aware. And the big thing is, you can't miss these classes, so you need to register. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what is going on in real estate. And we titled this episode, "The One Big Thing That Will Affect the Future of Real Estate and Your Real Estate Business. Are You Ready?" I think that some people, including Melisa, would probably say that this is already affecting real estate. And I guess that's where I'd like to jump in and talk. So let's talk about you. Let's start with you. You have been selling and involved in real estate for how long?
I have been a HomeSmart agent since I started in 2007. Oh my gosh, 2008. Sorry,
2008. So that's 11 years ago. 11 years ago. Okay. Yep. So I noticed when we were talking earlier that you've already, 11 years ago, you got a special designation.
Absolutely.
Dealing with energy efficiency, energy efficient homes, green, etc. How would you describe the designation you got and the process that happened 11 years ago?
Oh, good question. How much time we got? I'm just kidding. So my first formal education, as soon as I got a license, Brendan was an itty bitty baby, and I tell time by how old my kids are. I have 4 kids. So Brendan was like, I was, still in diapers. Now he's 10 years old. But it was a 3-day class back then, and I just wanted to learn about sustainability. I was really passionate about the topic, and so I went and got formal education, and that was literally the jumping off point for the rest of my career. I made that one decision to attend that class, and it was tough on my family, but I sacrificed that. And then I was so interested in the coursework, it just inspired me to learn more and to learn more. So upon the green designation, I just built layer upon layer upon layer. I ended up getting the Green Associate, which is a green building designation.
But this is before anybody was doing this.
This is like 10 years ago.
This is like you were one of the first ever, in the state of Arizona anyway, probably to do it, but also even in the country, you were one of the few, right?
Absolutely.
And then you used it as a total building block.
I have to give Matt Widows props, the CEO of and president of our company, because he believed in me and he got me started teaching. So I started teaching here at HomeSmart University like 8 years ago. I started teaching all of these things that I knew, and this is where I started because somebody believed in me, and I believed in myself, and I invested in myself, and now I'm taking it and running with it. I'm on fire this year, Todd.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So, and then customers started to begin to know you for that. So you really worked it into your business, and it's become, an advantage for you. And that's what I'd like to uncover here in a minute. So I guess let's break our talk down into real quick what's coming or what's already here, and what agents can do about it. And I think the term that we're using now is high performance homes, right?
Yes, high performance homes.
What is a high performance home?
Okay, so it can be many different things, but high performance generally, we're looking at energy efficiency, water savings, potentially harmful chemicals or things that are off-gassing in the home, not to be off-gassing. It could be a smart home. It could be a combination of all of these things, but it's basically a home that is performing at a higher level than your average home.
Right.
And it could be resource efficient. I mean, we can use that term as well. There's a little bit of a stigma, I'm not going to lie, that comes with the word green. I don't know why we put a stigma on it. But nevertheless, the rhetoric we're using in the industry is high performance or resource efficient homes.
Well, and I like that term better because when I think about what the value that you bring to the table is, and you were telling me a story earlier about somebody going in, competing on a listing and how they won the listing. And I want you to tell that story to the audience here. But the bottom line is that homeowners have value in their homes with either appliances or certain levels of construction or features of a home, which if they aren't articulated, if they aren't called out, if they aren't assessed for a value, you're selling the home without getting credit for them or getting value for your homeowner.
You're leaving money on the
You're
table.
leaving money on the table.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Don't do that to your sellers.
And you're also, then you're not getting a competitive advantage, because it's like, well, this home is the same as this home, when no, this home has not only energy efficient windows, but appliances and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's worth X amount of money more.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And
It's high performance. It's a high performance home versus a normal home.
And the thing is, research will show you is if you can articulate that value, people, and they can understand it, they will pay more for that product, but they have to understand that. And that's our job to articulate that to the public, so they can see that they're not just going to be enamored with the beautiful kitchens and the wonderful countertops and the fancy appliances. We can actually maximize the value of the insulation that we don't see, or your tightly sealed duct system, or other things that we don't. Appraisers don't have X-ray vision. They don't know about this stuff unless we communicate that to them. Right.
So this is where I'd actually like to get the audience's attention, because we were talking and you said the phrase to me that this is coming in the real estate industry, and agents need to future-proof their business. They have to deal with this regardless. They have to learn about it. They have to educate themselves, because if they don't, it's coming whether they like it or not. And then you told me the story about how someone won a listing, but I also, on the other side of that, there was an agent who lost that listing, or a team that lost that listing because they weren't prepared in the way that you are preparing agents.
Absolutely.
And so tell them that story. You have that form in here.
So it's all about differentiation. Okay. That is how I've built my reputation, is differentiation. It's very competitive out there. There's a lot of us out there. And one way that I've been able to differentiate myself is by learning about what's called the appraisal addendum. This is an appraisal form, but realtors can use this. Don't fill this out. It's like filling out the spuds for your clients, but your clients can fill this out, or if you have a third-party auditing company like Pearl, which I'll talk about a little later. This form is called the Green and Energy Efficient Addendum, and basically this is going to draw value out of a home for any high performance home features. So there's things on this form, for example, about the windows or the walkability or the tankless hot water heater or your level of insulation. This is several pages of a form. And so my colleague was going into a listing presentation, and she knew she was going to be competing with some larger groups, and she's just a one-woman show. And she went in armed with this to her listing presentation, and she said, "Hey seller, I know that you've spent a lot of money, improving your house, and I know how to maximize that value when I sell your house. Let me show you this form here, and I will get you every penny that I can get you and leave no money on the table." And guess who got that listing?
She did.
I have goosebumps telling this story.
That's
this
awesome.
is my good friend, and she got that listing, and the big guys, the big team that she went up against, didn't get it. And this is not just any listing, by the way. This is $1 million listing, a luxury listing.
So that's where I guess, yes, we were trying to really paint the picture that you need to be aware of this, because it will affect you. In that case, it affected that team that lost the listing because they weren't prepared, they weren't knowledgeable, they didn't know. And the other agent was prepared, knowledgeable, she knew, she articulated it.
Let me go one step further. You don't want your sellers to have more information than you. You need to be educating yourself. You need to have that information, so you're not, embarrassing yourself in a situation where the seller knows all about energy efficiency and you're like, huh? What is an R rating or an R value? I don't know what that is, or a HERS rating. You don't want to look at them with a blank stare.
Right. So tell everyone then what you're teaching. I'm going to go to the next slide here. So agents have to be aware. They have to get educated. So the three things they can do is they can get educated, they can take action, and they can invest in themselves.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're going to be teaching in these 3 events, and also what we're going to talk about here for the rest of this podcast, because I want to uncover some of that information and everything too. But, talk about how they can get educated, what they'll learn, how they can apply it, and how they'll win business then, right?
Okay, great. All right, well, the first opportunity that we're going to talk about is coming up in September. Is going to be September 25th. I made this up a little bit. I partly wrote a grant for the National Association of Realtors through the Phoenix Realtors, and I have a small grant coming for the Smart Growth class, but I kind of invented the summit part because I want this to be an educational course, but I also want it to be an open forum where this is not just realtors coming to this, it's also industry stakeholders. So SRP, APS, Local First, the city of Scottsdale is coming, the city of Maricopa is coming. I just gave them some tickets this morning. So we can really start talking about land use, and we could talk about how we're going to plan Phoenix to be resilient and how we're going to grow. Phoenix is the 5th largest growing city in the country.
Right.
I'm starting to feel it on the roads. Like there's lots of license plates from people migrating other places. And the Smart Growth class is just going to be about how can we plan a resilient future that we're not going to have to be replanning in a few years. Almost like our light rail is kind of a mess right now. There's some stuff going on. If we would have thoughtfully planned that at the beginning, we wouldn't be having so many issues now. And so I'm seeing, I read the Phoenix Business Journal, and there's just people swooping up land, and we're building really fast and we're growing. So I wrote this grant. I'm flying out an instructor from Austin, Texas, Mr. John Roshert. He's absolutely incredible. If you'd like to come, it's September 25th from 10 to 3. We're going to have a really nice catered lunch from an organic chef with compostable
awesome
serveware. And then anything we don't eat, we're donating to some homeless people down the street. So we're really thinking through this entire event and our footprint. The link to register is smartgrowth.eventbrite.com. That's http://smartgrowth.eventbrite.com, and this is going to be held downtown in Phoenix.
So it's a 5-hour event.
It's a
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Or
so it's actually 4 hours, and it's also qualified for 4 hours fair housing CE. So if you need continuing education, this is a one-time class. There's never ever going to be another opportunity like this class. It's completely unique.
Okay, and the cost is $25. Well worth it for investing this. And this comes to the part where you're saying invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? Invest in your future and get that knowledge that you need, and then
and this is for residential and commercial realtors, by the way.
Right. Okay, great. All right, so let's talk about the second class, though. Okay, so you have a green designation class with the National Association of Realtors, right?
Yes. This is my baby.
We are presenting that here. I'm going to read real quick. Register at http://greendesignationhs.eventbrite.com. And this is going to be held at the HomeSmart headquarters. On Hartford Drive up in Scottsdale. So tell everyone about this class, discovering the details of green living, right?
Yes. I absolutely love teaching this class. This is my favorite class to teach. I've been teaching it for 7 or 8 years now. I'm not even sure how many, but it's absolutely incredible. And this class is a game changer. This is a well-kept secret in the industry. There's only about 100, maybe 150 green designees in Arizona. So we don't have that many green designees. That would be setting you apart from everyone else. But nevertheless, it's a 2-day course. It's about 9 to 4. We're going to have a catered lunch in between, thanks to our sponsors, Platinum Home Warranty and Equitable Title. Thank you for feeding us. Everybody's happier when they're fed and they're eating a nice healthy lunch. But the first day is going to be all about green building. It's all about green building science. I get to put on my green hard hat and be a nerd and just teach you about, different types of construction, different methods of construction, just understanding the science and like what an energy audit is or what a HERS rating is. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if I'm speaking in code right now, then you should probably come to my class.
Right?
There's lots of other codes and algorithms and things that I teach. But this course is beautiful because you get a really good overview of a big picture overview of all of the different things that go into green, sustainable, high performance homes.
Right.
And then day 2, Todd, you will like this. You'll appreciate this. Day 2 is almost all marketing. It's like now we have this basic understanding of green building science and how do we implement this into our business and just sprinkle a little green on it. I don't want to change your whole business plan. I just want to enhance your business, have you make more money and be more successful, and just sprinkle a little green on it.
Well, differentiate yourself is really what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
I mean, we were talking before we started recording that, this is a competitive industry. It's a competitive market. And these are the things that can help set you apart. And I can hear someone maybe in the audience saying, I'm not interested in construction. I don't want to know how homes are built. I don't want to know, I don't like it. But then immediately the other side of my brain starts going, but that's not what's important. What's important is being knowledgeable and aware, because whether you like it, you work in the housing industry.
Absolutely.
You have to have this knowledge, especially moving forward in upcoming years in real estate, because the new construction features when you're selling an older home versus a newer home. I mean, we all know what happened when, with a 30-year-old home and there was some construction, and it turns into a financial problem if it goes wrong, right?
Right.
And you got to have knowledge. And so that they've always affected our real estate. I guess I'm encouraging all of you to embrace this, because this is here.
Yeah.
And this is something that can only help you and differentiate you if you learn, because so far you have so much knowledge. I've talked to you so many times, and you love sharing it with everyone. And you all can learn so much from Melisa if you just come attend the events. I mean, I got turned down to speak at NAR this year. She's speaking at NAR this year on the topic. I mean, she's so talented, right?
Oh my gosh,
so I'll get in next year, I hope.
All right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And one other thing I do about the cut, I have to give you props too. As we were getting ready for this podcast, you were showing me your action items. And that's another thing. I don't like wasting anybody's time. My time is very valuable to me. And in class, we're going to have a list of action items. So if you come and you heard a great idea, a reason to be valuable and relevant to your clients, I'm going to have you take out action items, and you're going to leave class with a whole list of things that you can implement right away in your business. And I've been teaching this for several years, and every single person that takes class says, I didn't know what I didn't know. There's a whole nother world out there I had no idea about. So come be in the know.
You got it. And it's impacted their business in a positive way. That's what this is all about. So the details again, what's it cost?
The cost is $265 before the end of August. At the end of August, it's going to go up to $285.
Okay.
And if you're a Women's Council of Realtor, I have a special code if you're a member of the Women's Council for another $20 off.
Okay, and the designation you will walk away with is the green designation, which is in the lower right corner of that image there. You can put it on your business card, all your marketing, your signs, everything, right?
Absolutely. There's a whole marketing suite too. greenresourcecouncil.org is the main parent website for the entire organization, but there's webinars on demand related to green. The most popular one that agents call me and ask about is how to properly appeal an appraisal. There's a 2-part webinar by the best green appraiser in the country on that. There's all kinds of marketing materials in there. We've got a private Facebook group that we can send referrals back and forth across the country. There's just a lot of value in there. And
that's one of the big topics that we wrote down as a note, these appraisals and how appraisals affect real estate in general. This class will really help you with that. And just again, you're fighting for value for your customers. You're fighting to differentiate, and this knowledge will help you.
And one other thing I wanted to mention for Arizona licensees, we also offer 12 hours CE. So that's half of the continuing education that you need for the year.
By going to this class?
This class, you get a green designation, and you can almost triple dip. So ready for this?
I'm ready.
You get your green designation. And the first year of membership is included in the cost. Every year after that, it's $98.50 to renew it each year.
To renew your designation.
And then you can also get 12 hours continuing education. That's 3 hours disclosure, 3 hours agency, 6 hours general studies. And it's an elective if you're trying to get like the ABR. I have the accredited buyer representative. You can use it as an elective to earn another designation. So you can almost triple dip.
I like it.
To this course.
That is
good 12
awesome.
hours.
And then real quick, how many years in a row, or how many years have you spoken at the National Association of Realtors annual convention that they have every year?
I think this year will be my 5th year. I'm back in San Francisco where I started. I presented on smart homes approximately 6 or 7 years ago in San Francisco. I'd say about 3 kids ago. Presented on smart homes in San Francisco. And honestly, Todd, we had to rewrite the entire chapter on smart homes for this green designation, because smart homes have changed that much in 6 years. What we were teaching, or I was speaking about at NAR annual in San Francisco, is no longer relevant today. That's how quick this industry is changing. And the beautiful thing about the green designation is I was one of the editors of the book. I sit on their board of directors. I've been on the board for, a long time. And I can personally tell you, I got to answer all of the questions that the editors could not answer. And this book is new. I'm a big stickler for accurate, relevant, timely information, and everything in here was just updated. So there's nothing in here that's old or outdated.
Well, and that's exactly what I was trying to highlight, because I want people to know what an opportunity they have with you, what a resource they have with you, because you have been on the forefront of this for so long. So I want you all listening to take advantage of Melisa's expertise, her willingness to share this with you, to help teach, and also just the fact of she's not just any old instructor. She's She's one of the
I make
key
people have
instructors.
fun. If you're
She's
not
written their
if you're
curriculum,
not having
right?
fun, then
And then there you
we're gonna
go.
send you out in
And
the
she's
hallway.
fun. I like that. So that's why I'm saying, please just really consider this and participate. Take action. We got one more to talk about real quick. Let's talk about the actual event at the National Association of Realtors. So the National Association event, I think it takes place, let's see here, the 7th, I think, of November through the 10th of November.
Correct.
So on the 10th of November, Sunday the 10th of November from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., that you are going to be speaking, giving a workshop on high performance homes.
Yep.
Right? And that'll be there at is it the Moscone Center?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Yep.
And if you want to register, you need to go to register to https://www.conference.realtor/speakers. And right there you have the link. Then you'll have to search real quick for Melissa's name. Her class will come up, and then you can register and put it into your agenda there for attending the event.
Yeah, I would absolutely love for HomeSmart agents across the country to come, and we're going to have a little East Coast versus West Coast. So we got John Chipman from California and Craig Foley from Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to have fun. These guys are awesome. So if you come to this session, it's only an hour. We're going to have a good time.
So it's not just you. There's 3 experts on the panel.
There's three. Yeah, including Craig Foley.
Okay.
He's the chair of the Sustainability Advisory Group, which I'm also a member of. So these guys are absolutely incredible. They're some of the best speakers in the industry, so it's going to be really fun.
All right, so there you have it. You have 3 events that you can take advantage of. Yeah, go ahead. Yep, let's talk about that. So let's talk about one more topic, Pearl certification.
Yes.
So Pearl certification is a company, and you know more about them than I do, so I just want to set the stage. But Pearl certification is a company that really is trying to help realtors and the real estate industry articulate that value in homes and put a system and a process in place, articulate that value, then so that it can be given a dollar amount, it can be given a value associated with it. They're tracking, they're doing case studies. Recently here in Phoenix, we did a 3-way case study with some homes with, was it 4?
4-way.
4-way.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You take over. You tell. You know more about it than I do. So I think it was APS, HomeSmart, Pearl, and
the City of Phoenix.
And the City of Phoenix.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. We'll tell everybody about it, and also tell them about Pearl, and tell them just what they need to know. Pearl is a national company. They could always contact Pearl no matter where in the country they exist or they work. But if you're in Arizona, Pearl is already here in Arizona and doing this work with the 4-way study with these companies. So take it away. Tell them about Pearl and tell them about Phoenix.
Pearl is absolutely incredible. I'm on the National Association of Realtors leadership team with the CEO of this company, Cynthia Adams. So I've known her before they even came here. My house was actually the first house that was Pearl certified because I'm a hard first customer. All right. And so I kind of gave them a little bit of a hard time just to like make them be better. And then once they were better, and it wasn't anything major, they refined it and they made it awesome. And now I will put my name on it all day. I completely stand behind Pearl, but I want to just make sure that they did a good job with my house before I recommended them to somebody else. So if you don't have Pearl certification on your own home, maybe you should try it and actually just see what the process is. Follow the third-party energy auditor around.
Right.
Let me back up a second. So Pearl certification was in 16 states. Last I checked, Arizona was the 16th state. They just rolled it out. And it's basically a certification system for existing homes. When they originally called me, I'm like, oh, we don't need another certification system. We've got LEED, we've got Energy Star, we've got National Green Building. All of these other systems, we don't need another one. But they sold me. And why did they sell me? Because this product is actually for existing homes, whereas the other systems like LEED or Energy Star, you basically have to build a new building from the ground up to get the prerequisites for those rating systems. So I love Pearl because I literally did nothing to my house. I just let the energy auditor come in, and he did the blower door tests where they pressurize the house and they figure out how much air leakage is coming in or out with their fancy calculator. They look at all of like the type of lighting, if it's LED or whatever you have going. They're looking at your mechanical systems, your hot water systems. I've got solar, so they were looking at that. I've got an EV charger. I don't know if I got any points for the EV charger for my car. But nevertheless, it's basically a point system, and you can get points for energy efficiency features or health features, even health and
Right.
safety. So
Right.
like I got points for having a carbon monoxide detector in my house.
Mhm.
So essentially you collect points,
Mhm.
and then you can get
Even the light bulbs that you have in the house.
Yeah.
Some people say,
Yeah.
well, I don't really have an energy efficient home. And I know Pearl was telling me, no, there are things you can do. What air filter you're using,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
light bulbs are you using that you can get credit for?
Exactly.
Exactly. And I think the thing that really caught my attention was them doing a study where you had two identical homes, two identical floor plans, two identical lot sizes, two identical amenities inside the home.
Mhm.
But one home then is Pearl certified, and it sells faster and for a higher dollar amount than the one
Yep.
right next door that is not Pearl certified.
Absolutely.
And so that's, I mean, hopefully there we got some of your attention.
Yeah. If
'Cause-
you're not already doing that, that's differentiation. And why wouldn't you? I'm putting in all my listings that it qualifies for. Now, every listing is not going to qualify
Correct,
for this.
correct.
There's a
Not
quick
every-
app, about 5 questions on your cell phone. You
Right.
know, what year is the house built? Does it have a newer HVAC? Just quick questions. It doesn't
Right.
take any more than 2 minutes during my listing appointment. And I can tell my seller, yes, it will qualify, or no, it will not qualify, and then schedule the appointment. I'm paying for these on every single one of my listings. And then I call the agents for feedback. Agents are loving this. It's extra information at their
Right.
fingertips. The buyers are loving this. Why would you not love this extra information and verified by a third party? This isn't like, you know, somebody I have in my back pocket coming in to like say that it's a greenhouse. This is somebody that's not associated with the transaction coming to verify all these things. And I have the potential to be working with some higher profile customers, and I'm sending them this extra information, and they really appreciate that information. I've only
Right.
had one agent say they don't have time to read it. So I was about to reach my hand through the phone and smack the agent. But that was only one out of 100, or
Right.
I don't know how many I've talked to, but everybody appreciates the information. And the beautiful thing about this too, it comes with a certification that you could put in the pictures for MLS, like it says high performing home, silver certification. And then it also, I love this, and I teach about this in the the green designation, sorry. It's called the silent sales pitch.
Okay.
And I've been teaching about this for years, but Pearl has automated it. So I don't actually have to make my own silent sales pitch.
Oh.
I can just let them document everything and press the easy button. This is so easy for agents.
Okay.
And this literally shows up. I have them send it to my house now. They were sending it to the office, but these
Right.
silent sales pitch, for example, you can put these up around the house. So even if you're not there, if somebody can read, they can figure out the high performance home features that they'd miss.
Oh,
So
and
this
perfect
one
if you're-
says CFL LED lighting.
Right.
This one says they have room ventilation, so it's lower indoor humidity. They've got efficient dishwasher, forced air ducts and conditioned space. They've got a heat pump, top 42% of electric homes. This comes with social media posts, even.
So when
like
but the
copy
thing
and
that
paste.
I love about it, okay, so customers or prospects are actually touring a home with their agent, and these things are sprinkled throughout the house, just reminding them of value.
And they
Right?
remember it when
It's
they're
visual.
done. They remember when they're done. I'm like,
Right.
hey, what do you think about this listing of XMS Street? And they're
Right.
like, oh, I showed 10 or 15 houses or something crazy. And
Right.
I'm like, well, it was the Pearl certified one. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I saw
okay.
the sign in the front
Right.
yard. We liked that.
I like that.
So
I like that.
yes, bring
Giving away-
value and,
I like-
get your sellers all the money that they deserve. They spent that money
Right.
investing in their house, and they expect it when they sell. And so if you're not versed on these things, and I'm talking in words that maybe I'm getting too excited about.
No, it's great because I mean,
come and
you
educate.
that story right there just articulates how the home is differentiated, how you are differentiated, and the bottom line is that means more transactions for you, the agent,
More
but
referrals.
also more referrals, a
Yep.
happier client.
Yep.
You know, the home sells faster. I mean, just the fact of, oh, I looked at 13 houses, I don't remember which one it was. Oh, it's the Pearl certification one. Now I remember.
Yep.
That's a reason right there why to do this. So.
And if it qualifies, and if it's part of that appraisal study, it's possible it could even be free. Why
Right.
would you not do it if it's free? Like,
Right.
of
So
course.
let's talk about the actual study that was going on with the 4 parties, the City of Phoenix, Arizona Public Service. Okay, why is that important to know about that, or what value came out of that, or is that still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on. It actually
Okay.
was created at happy hour. I had a happy
Okay.
hour with the CEO, and then one of the utility companies came,
Okay,
and
great.
conversation started. And she's a mastermind at partnerships, strategic partnerships, and so she got APS, HomeSmart, the City of Phoenix, and APS. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
APS to pay for if a home qualifies and is in the city of Phoenix, in APS, listed with HomeSmart. The price is free. Did you hear that? Mic drop.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. It's
I like
free.
it.
Why wouldn't you do that for your clients? You
Right,
know? Give
right.
them the best possible experience they can have.
Right.
And free is my favorite price. I'll pay for it all day. I don't care, even if it's, I'll still pay for it.
So right there's an
It's worth it.
opportunity for those of you here in Phoenix to take advantage of that. And the best way to take advantage of it is to come attend the classes coming up. Attend the one that's, what date is the one that's here at the headquarters?
It's going to be October 3rd and 4th.
October 3rd and 4th. So put that on your calendar right now, October 3rd and 4th. Head up here to the Hartford Drive location up here in the Scottsdale, up in North Scottsdale, and come, learn, come participate in that class. You're going to walk away with the designation, walk away with the information, etc. So
absolutely.
Great.
And statistics state, I'm a statistics girl.
Right.
And there's a sustainability report released every year from NAR. And in that report, agents admit they don't really understand high performance, energy efficient homes. But the next question is, are you selling them? And yes, we are.
Right.
We are selling them. So I know that there's some people out there. I wouldn't be shy. Let's just say, let's grow together. You know?
I love it.
All
Okay,
right.
well, there you have it. So let's do a recap, though. Is there anything that we missed or anything? I mean, because you just have so much knowledge. It's hard to get it all to, out in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But I don't know. Did we cover it all, or is there anything else you want to share with the agents real quick?
I would say definitely make sure that you're watching Todd Sumney's Marketing Boot Camp. Okay, you don't want to miss that. He's doing 5 days in a row. He's working his tail off. And I'm a working mom, guys. I have 4 kids. I only have 1 day out of the house to work every single day. And I appreciate all of this online education. It is out there. I fold like massive amounts of laundry, and I'm listening to your podcast.
That's
and
awesome.
It's there at your fingertips. Okay.
Oh.
So if you guys are not already watching this and listening to the podcast and watching the webinars, I would highly encourage you to do that. This man is a wonderful resource, and he's sharing with everybody. So take it.
You're very nice. Well, thank you for that. But do please, because we're ranking them so that you can listen to them while you're driving, listen to them while you're doing
Super
laundry.
convenient.
We just want to help you walk away with an idea, 2 ideas, 5 ideas, action items you can apply to your business.
Yep.
So my urging today to wrap up our podcast here today about, the future of real estate, high performance homes. I love that term because
sexy,
it is sexy, but it actually articulates what it is. It's the value in the home, high performance value that you need to get credit for. And you need to educate yourself. You need to take some action, and then you need to invest in yourself. And I think one of the things you can do is invest $25, go to the one event. You can invest the $300 or whatever it is to actually walk away with the designation and attend the class that's up here, at the on the 3rd and the 4th. How much was it? $400? Whatever. I don't know the number.
Apologize. $265 before the end of August.
But it includes your year 1 dues, though,
includes
too.
Your year 1 dues, 2 textbooks.
Yep. And everything you need. So that's where I'm saying invest in yourself, participate. If you're at the National Association of Realtors or you're a listener that is somewhere else in the country, it sounds like that panel there at the convention is not just going to be Melisa. It's going to be 3 top experts from all around the country. And I do know you have fun at those events, so you're going to learn so much. So go slot that into your convention schedule when you're in San Francisco at the National Association of Realtors, and just don't miss out. And for those of you that are just listening on the podcast, we hope you enjoyed today's topic. We hope it helps you help homeowners and help home sellers and helps you do more transactions as a realtor and be better at your craft.
Absolutely.
So I thank you for sharing. I thank you for coming down. I learn so much every time I talk to you. So I appreciate you and appreciate you taking the time with your family and how busy you are to come down here and do this with us.
I absolutely love this company, and it is my absolute privilege to share what I know. It's not going to do me any good to keep everything that I have learned to myself. So I'm an open book. Call me, ask me.
All right.
And let's save the world.
You got it. Thanks, Melisa. Appreciate it. All right. So I'm Todd Sumney, the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart. This has been the Real Estate Podcast, and I was here today with Melisa Camp. Thank you, Melisa, for being here. And we'll see all of you on a future episode. Take care.